You know that feeling when you just got done cleaning your bed sheets? You just throw them on and it's like crisp and they just feel clean and good and you're like, a fresh start. That's exactly what I'm experiencing right now. Let me slate this and we'll get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'll be announcing our winner for the $25 Starbucks gift card right now. Our winner this week for the 25 is, I like this, Maria Jose Arietta 2986. She said, I love your vid. Well, I love you, and you got a nice $25 gift card coming your way, sweetheart. Let's get in the episode. Season 3, episode 4, I think. Be single. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Troy Talks a Lot. I'm your host, Troy Boy Swag. I don't know why I would ever give myself that name. I'm really excited about this topic tonight because I was originally coming in with another plan. However, I asked on my Instagram story today, what would you guys like to hear? Any podcast topics that you'd want me to touch on? And someone said something about being single. And I was like, you know what? I'm as single as a Pringle. I'm ready to go on Christian Mingle. I'm ready to hit the tingle. I don't know what else can rhyme with that. But anyways, I felt like I could relate to this. So let's get into being single and why it's okay to be single. There's nothing wrong with that. First and foremost, just to get it kickstarted, if you are single, there's nothing wrong with you. There's no time frame. There's no window in which you need to get wifed up or cuffed up or whatever the kids are saying these days. There's no time frame or expiration date on finding someone, finding your significant other, and really hunkering down and starting a family. If you're in a happy, healthy relationship right now, good for you. Everyone should be very happy for those that have found it and not be anxious and feeling some sort of like anxiety or pressure to be, again, getting cuffed up, you know, especially since it's like winter season, since it's like fall winter season right now, and everyone's like, oh shit, this is the time that you need to go find a girlfriend or boyfriend. And then for what? Just to have like summer come around the corner, you're like, oh, well, time to break up with them and be, you know, a hot single summer. And anyways, to get things clear, if you are single, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just taking your time. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, since when has taking your time been a bad thing? I feel like taking your time allows you the freedom to go out and explore and see what you like and what you don't like. So the idea that all of us have of putting pressure on ourselves to finding someone and starting a family at a very young age is not, let's just put it this way, it's not what it used to be, okay? I know that our parents and our grandparents and our great-great-great-grandfathers and grandmothers were getting it on at like 16. You know, they were popping out kids by like 18, 19, which is just crazy. But again, we're just not there anymore. That's just not the world we live in anymore. Yeah, I feel like people are taking a little bit more time to themselves and being a little bit more selfish, which is totally fine. Like, you should be selfish. I feel like your 20s and your teens should be the years that you're selfish and you just make time for you because you are you. You are your first priority. So you should be going out and trying things that you like. You should be going out and experiencing things that you like. You should be going out and talking to strictly people that you like. Your tween years are like years for you. Those are years for you to figure out what the fuck it is you like to do. Like, so this whole idea of like society, even though I don't think it's, I guess society, putting this pressure on you to, I don't know, be a millionaire by 25 and drive a Range Rover everywhere and live in a house that's like $250,000 and have 3 kids by 27 is just like so fugazi. When I was in high school and I was like 17, 18, I would look at the kids who were like 25, 26, 27. I'm like, wow, like they've got it all together. They've got like the perfect girl or they've got the perfect guy and they've got, you know, this really cool apartment and they got their own car and they're paying their bills. And many of us are just figuring out life. A lot of us really don't know what the fuck is going on. So to me, you should be single because nobody else is reliant on you, or maybe you're not dependent on someone. You're just you. Like if you want to wake up at, I don't know, 1, 2 in the afternoon, you can. If you want to go, if you just want to sleep on the couch for the night because you played video games all night, you can. If you want to go out to the bar, you can. If you want to eat macaroni and cold pizza in the morning for breakfast, you can, because there's nobody telling you what to do. There's nobody like, hey, you better get your fucking ass up and start working because you got to provide for me and the kids and the dog and pay the mortgage and all this shit that comes with adulting. So that's kind of the beauty behind being single, is like, you're just focusing on you. You know how it gets. Like, couples argue. It's not easy. Like, relationships aren't easy. Couples argue. Relationships are constantly ups and downs. It's not easy. I mean, again, nobody said it was going to be easy, but just it's not easy. And I think that's a little bit easier just being single in the meantime. Yes, I understand the lonely aspect. Yes, I understand the cuddling aspect. Yes, I understand the sex aspect. However, it is nice being able to do whatever the fuck it is you want to do. It is. Like, it is such a blessing. And so many people are like, oh, I'm so single, I'm so lonely. Or they're making these TikToks that I see all day long when it's like, oh, when you're the third wheel. I love third wheeling. I think third wheeling is awesome because you have like the benefits of kind of being like associated with a relationship. But when they argue, you're just sitting back just like, thank God I'm not in this relationship. But I'll tell you what, sometimes you go third wheeling or fifth wheeling to like amusement parks or out to dinner with these couples, and it's all dandy until it's not. And then all of a sudden they start fighting at the table, and then I'm just sitting back just like, where's my popcorn? Like, dinner and a show? Like, I don't know why I find it so amusing when couples argue in front of me, but like I do, because I'm just sitting there just like, oh, I wouldn't have said that. Because then I always find myself like kind of egging it on, like, tell him. Oh, good point. Are you going to let him talk to you like that? And that's when I'm like, oh, thank God I'm single. But then, don't get me wrong, on the flip side of things, having somebody constantly around, having someone to share something with, having someone to watch a movie with when you're bored, or having someone to cuddle with at night is very nice. It's very nice. And that is the love and affection that so many people crave. However, I feel like a lot of people crave it to the extent where they're like, okay, yep, they look fine. I'll just take them because I want the attention. And then eventually, like, a couple months or years later, they're like, you know what? I'm starting to find myself, and I've realized like I didn't actually want them. I just wanted the attention. That's where things get a little tricky. That might be a little controversial, I guess, but I feel like there's just more opportunity when you're single. Here's my point, is I was talking to someone about just being single, and we were talking about like the industry, for instance. It would be a little bit easier, I think, if you wanted to kind of, I don't want to say like use people or finagle people or like flirt with people, but that's kind of what you got to do sometimes, is like, I don't know. I don't want people to take it the wrong way, but I'll leave it at this. Maybe, just maybe, some head up in a company is like, hey, you should come out to dinner with us tonight. It would be really good for you to meet all these people. And you're just like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it, because you're single and you can. Maybe you go out to dinner and nothing comes of it, but you have a great time. Or maybe you go out to dinner and just opportunities start to arise, because most business deals or most opportunity kind of presents itself not necessarily in the office, more just like out and about when you guys are like actually being human beings, not stuck in your desk or stuck at a meeting or wherever you work. If you were in a relationship or with someone at that time, you would have to think twice about going to that, because one, it's like, is it respectful towards your significant other? Two, will it get you in trouble? Three, what are their incentives? What are the motives of getting me to this dinner? You kind of just like play the game. And again, I don't want people to like, take that the wrong way or like misconstrue anything that I'm saying, but it's just sometimes if you want to move fast, you move by yourself. If you want to move far, you move as a pair. And right now, I think it's just time to move fast. The faster you get to try things, the faster you get to realize what you like and what you don't like. I'm a huge advocate for that. I'm a huge advocate for trying everything, trying it all out before you turn 40, 50, 60, to the point where you one, don't have the time, and two, you don't really have the opportunity as much. You're not going to be trying to restart your career at 50. Now you have responsibilities. Now you probably have a wife and kids, or now you have a husband and kids. There's just a lot more on your plate than if you're just some young 20, 30-year-old just trying to figure it out. So that's why I'm a big advocate for staying single until the right person comes around. Again, there is no perfect time. There is no rule book. There's no playbook. I'm sure if there was a rule book on like, hey, this is how you start from going single to being in the perfect, happy, healthy relationship, I think it would be America's #1 seller, and it would probably be sold out everywhere. However, there is just no playbook. There is no step-by-step guide on how to build the perfect relationship. There's just not. It just happens. It's just life. It's just thrown at you and you just take it as it is. Hi, I'm Troy, and this is your surprise. You guys noticed during this entire episode, I may be wearing something pretty cool. I don't know what that could be. If you guys wanted merch so bad, so we collectively all designed this. You guys wanted the green with the whitish, tannish colorway. It has a little Chauncey the cow, and it has Coastal Cowboy on top. I'm releasing them on Thanksgiving. However, if you're watching until now, then you guys have first priority and first dibs. I've only made a couple of them, so go get them as you wish. And the first 50 purchases get, well, maybe a little extra something from me. But that's only for you guys. Like, I haven't told anybody that I released it yet. I don't know why I'm like that. I just don't tell people. I just kind of like the exclusivity part. So if you guys want something, by all means, artbytroy.co. First 50 orders get a little something special for me. So like I'm getting at and reiterating for a billionth time is stay single, try things out, see what you like, and the right person will come right along the way. There's no need to rush into a relationship that you're unsure of. And so many people are just like, how do I find a boyfriend? How do I find a girlfriend? Where do I go to meet people? Just do you. Once you're not, just do you. When you're not looking for someone is the time that people will start looking for you. I don't know what it is. It's just like this energy you put out into the world. But when you're focused on you and you're like, so locked in on doing whatever it is that you want to do, the energy in the universe just works with you and like just starts throwing just the right person your way. And you're like, dude, where was this when I was like sitting at home on the couch like a bum scrolling through Hinge or Bumble or Raya for like hours and hours and hours? It just doesn't work that way. But the best way for you to like be single but still go out and meet people is just by focusing on your shit. Like, I'm not saying don't go out. You don't need to go in hopes that you go find Mr. Right. You go with your friends to go have a good time. Like, you guys just focus on you. You don't just sit at the bar and be like, okay, let's wait for, tall, dark, and handsome to come hit me up and say hi. You just focus on you guys, like going into the dance floor, like, and just dancing all night, or like going and sitting down at a little lounge and just like conversing with yourselves. That's when guys are going to be like, oh, she's really cute, I'm going to go up to her. But when you sit there and you're just like waiting for it, it just seems a little desperate, and people can kind of smell desperation in a way. It's just like a wounded animal. Like, a tiger is not gonna want, I mean, some will, but like the right one isn't gonna necessarily just want to go catch like an injured gazelle. It wants like the healthy, strong gazelle that like provides more nutrients. I mean, I'm just trying to make a stupid analogy, but like, you know what I mean. Everyone can have the hurt one. Not everyone can have the healthy one that you really have to work for, if that makes sense. There's nothing wrong with being single. And with that being said, there's nothing wrong with being in a relationship. But this episode is for the single yet ready to mingle people. Hi, I'm single as well. Nice to meet you. It's really amusing to see how many people flood my DMs with, how do I get a boyfriend, or how do I get a girlfriend? And I'm just sitting there just like, why? Why do you need one like right this moment, like right this instance? And then I'll click through their profile if they're public, and I'll be scrolling through and I'm like, honey, you're like 24. Like, why do you need a boyfriend right now? Like, why do you need a girlfriend right now? I'm a strong believer that you don't really know who you are during those years. You don't really know who you are until you're like fucking 30, to the point where you're like, okay, I've been around the block once or twice. I know my worth. Again, I know what I like and I know what I don't like, and I'm not willing to tolerate anything less. By that age, you've matured enough, you've seen enough of life, you've had the ups and downs, and now you could really start dating for marriage. I feel like when you're younger, you're kind of dating because you're like, oh, this is fun, but then maybe we've put in too much time. So if we break up now, then that was a waste of our time. So maybe we just throw a ring on it. And once we throw a ring on it, all of our problems will disappear. The problem with that is people's problems disappear for like, one, the day that they post it, where all their friends are like, oh, we're so happy for you. And two, their wedding day, when they forget about all their problems. But I'm convinced, and maybe call me crazy, I feel like a lot of couples are just like, oh, like once I'm married, all of our problems will disappear. But I feel like that's when more problems start to circulate and you're like, holy fuck, like this is not exactly what I thought it was going to be. Again, marriage is hard. Relationships are hard. I'm not saying don't go into them. I'm not one of those guys that's be like, oh, be single forever and fuck guys and fuck girls. Absolutely not. Like, I'm such a hopeless romantic. Like, I want to find somebody, but right now I'm like, I'm in absolutely no fucking rush. Like, I thought I was gonna be married by like 27 with kids and a fucking $10 billion in my bank account. Newsflash, that's not how it works out. That's not how it worked out for me. But again, I'm starting to be more comfortable with that not happening. You know, I'm starting to appreciate more of the journey and the highs and lows of being single and kind of just like playing the field and enjoying life, really just like going out there and just like trying things and talking to whoever it is that I want and flirting with everything and their mom just because it's fun, because life is supposed to be fun. Like, that's the point of life. Yes, like love is a major factor in this game we call life, but you have love from your family. You have love from your friends. So you have people around you that support you, love you, and want the best for you. You don't necessarily need someone like right this moment, you know, if you're still just trying to figure you out. And just enjoy being single. So if you're watching or listening to this episode, take a nice deep breath through the nose. Sorry, I'm a little stuffed up. And release through the mouth. Because being single is A-okay. It's okay. There's no rush. I don't know who you're rushing for. Your friends to be like, oh yeah, I hate Jared. And you're like, what? I've been dating him for 3.5 years. We just broke up. You're like, what? After 3.5 years, now we break up and you tell me you hate him? Well, yeah, I just didn't want to hurt your feelings. Well, thanks, bitch. You know, half the time your friends don't even like that fucking person in the first place. So there's nothing wrong with being single, okay? Just go ask your girlfriend Stephanie. She'll tell you all about Jared and how much she fucking hates him. His narcissistic ass. Plus, apparently a lot of people are narcissistic these days. I think a lot of people just throw that word around. I've met a couple people that are like that, but not like to the extent where I'm like, okay, you're a narcissist. Maybe it comes out a little bit stronger when you're dating. I don't know. Anyways, with that being said, guys, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I'm going to go to bed because I got a big day. If you guys made it this far, we are on a mission to 10,000 subs by the end of the year. If we hit 10,000 subs by the end of the year, I'm taking one of you lovely people out on a date. Smash that subscribe button. Smash the like button on this video. Drop a comment or two down below. If you have any questions you want me to touch on in future episodes, email me at wwtroydo@gmail.com. The link is in the description down below. And other than that, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Other than that, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Why is that so hard to say? Next episode. I don't know. I need some water. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you soon.